Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so I think it might have frozen.
Yep.
I think she might have anticipated this too. Okay, well, we will see if she gets back on. Love it. Kayla, if you can hear us, by all means, send me a message of some sort and let me know. But you were a little bit frozen on our end, so I'm not sure what Facebook has seen. Okay. So anyway, Diana, a little bit about what I know Kayla was getting ready to do was to tell a little bit about your business. For one, let's start there and talk about how this has truly affected your business. But first, start off with who you are, what's your business, and what's your take on what's going on.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diana Reeves. I am a licensed health insurance agent. I am licensed in 31 states. I work for a private company, and so we can help individuals, families, self-employed entrepreneurs, small businesses up to 49 people. How this has affected me personally, most things are very minor in this big scheme of things. You know, being able to get what you need, being able to get milk, being able to get hamburger meat, that's okay. It's inconvenient, but that's really fairly minor. I'm not starving. I've got plenty of supplies. The one thing that really impacts me, that worries me a little bit, that I don't have control over, is seeing my retirement funds drop drastically. So some of those have dropped 16%, some have dropped 30%. I definitely have learned the value of my financial advisor in this process, and I am highly recommending her. Miss Natalie Ship has definitely managed my funds better than the funds that I managed myself. So I'm very happy with how she's helped me, because that's one of my biggest concerns. I'm 56 today is my birthday. I'm 56.
I know. I heard it was your birthday. Happy birthday, Diana.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the midst of this pandemic.
Yeah. You know, it's all minor. I have someone making me a birthday cake, so it's very sweet. And I have my sweet sons that are also being very helpful. So, so as far as me personally, getting, hamburger meat is minor. That's not a big deal. I'm fine as far as all that goes. And the stock market will recover. I do have 10 years for that to recover. So it's all minor. I'm healthy. I have good insurance. I can help people get in good insurance. And that has been kind of a mixed bag for my customers. So how it's affecting my customers, I have worked from home for a long time, part of the time. So I'm used to doing webinars with my customers. It's part of the requirements of our company to make sure the customers really know about what they're buying. And so that's a good part of our company, is making sure our customers know exactly what they're buying. They can feel more secure and know how to use it better. So
are you getting a lot of questions about what's covered? What if I get it? You know,
a little bit. And we've had some guidance, not only from our company, but also from the state insurance departments in different states. Like in some states, a customer that has let their policy lapse because they can't pay, they're not being canceled in some states during an emergency. So the Department of Insurance in every state and the insurance companies are doing a great job of paying for things they need to pay for, like the virus testing. The companies are eating a lot of the cost of that test. So they're not all bad. You do hear a lot of people criticizing insurance companies, but there's a lot of good things happening too. And so we have a huge sales force that is capable of doing online webinars with our customers and going over everything with them. It's not new for us. But what it has affected is customers that are on the lower end of the pay scales, and even some middle class customers who are very cautious right now because they're not sure about where their job is going. And so there have been some people that have rushed to get their coverage. There are a lot of self-employed people that have decided, oh, it's time to go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
Uh, there's also been some customers that are saying, I don't know if I can pay for it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing it on both sides, good and bad for some people. And the companies are not terminating some policies in some states because they've lapsed during an emergency. So it's not all bad, and it's short term. It's not going to last forever. So the important thing is to have good health insurance all the time before you need it, and that's
Absolutely.
why I always try to coach my customers. We can scale health plans. We can start them out at one level. We can scale them up when you can afford more, but at least you're in the door and you have one before something bad happens.
Before something happens. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next thing I really want to know is, again, as your business and because you have been used to working from home, some parts, I know that all of U.S. healthcare, may not have always done it that way.
Mm-hmm.
How have y'all adjusted your marketing efforts with this whole
Yeah.
Zoom thing?
Over the course of the last year, there's been drastic changes from phone sales
Yeah.
to more of a social media sales. We have reached out to get to know people through Facebook and through LinkedIn and through Instagram to contact people and develop relationships. Our company is big on developing relationships. So we are developing relationships in social media and in networking groups. We are becoming a face-to-face company, even if now we have to use our face-to-face through our computer.
Yeah.
We're still knowing our customers, whereas in the past you got 100 calls from a web lead that someone clicked on and then they got shocked that they got called by 100 people. That's
Mhm.
not pleasant for anyone, and
Yeah.
that's not our form of business. We like to develop relationships with our customers.
It's good. So with building those relationships, how do you make it easier for them to get the information they need?
Right. We do a lot of education with our customers and walking them through how to get onto a crank wheel or a GoToMeeting or a Zoom meeting. You kind of have to find the simplest platform for the customer, because I get a lot of customers that say, I don't know how to do that on the computer. I talk them through it. I teach them how, and I usually choose the simplest platform for them. The most important thing is them to not necessarily see my face or me to see their face. It's for
Yeah.
them to see the information, and I can share my computer screen and show them the policy and talk them through it and show them how changes can affect them and help them choose the best policy for themselves. So we like for them to be confident and comfortable with what they're choosing.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine that, like, especially when you're doing these calls or giving information, that you're able to, utilize some of these examples.
mhm.
Because I know
Yeah.
that, again, as a business owner myself, when you really take the time to, like, okay, so how much am I going to be paying per month?
Mhm.
You can give real life figures of, okay, this is what you would be paying. But
Mhm.
imagine if you
If
were to
this
get sick.
Absolutely, we do.
Imagine you get hit by a car, like, and then and comparing those costs and
Mhm.
being able to put it in their face.
Right. We
Yeah.
can. We can share explanation of benefit forms that have all the personal information removed, so they can actually see how the insurance works. They can see what happens if you have a heart surgery or if you
Mhm.
have a knee surgery. We can show them what is the network discount for the networks we use. What is the payment benefit amounts for the doctors, and what's your responsibility, so they can see examples of that even in our training sessions, so they can feel more comfortable about it.
I like it. Now, you had mentioned also that there in certain states, obviously based on different circumstances, that you're not having a lapse in coverage, which I think that's huge.
Yeah,
What? Go ahead.
yeah, I'm licensed in 31 states, and so every state has different guidance coming out right now. It's a lot to keep up with, but that's what our board is for. That's what every state department of insurance is for, is to give you the best guidance for each state and region, and we follow that.
Now with you being 31 states, what products do you actually offer? You know?
We have all nationwide network PPO health plans. That's health, dental, vision, accident, critical illness, income protection, which is like a short-term type thing. If in
Okay.
this would be a perfect example. If your income uh, was you were sick with coronavirus and you were out of work for a month, you could have benefits in as soon as 2 weeks.
So this is now what I'm familiar with is like supplemental insurance.
Mhm.
Is that
We
close
have
equivalent?
right. We have we build our medical plan and then we add our riders and supplements to that to give them a well-rounded plan so that they really have good protection.
Oh, it's like a one-stop shop then.
Yeah, we try to give them a very good plan and it's a plan that they build with us. I
Yeah.
want them to feel comfortable with what they're getting and know that they're well protected.
Well protected. Being and again, I understand that what you do is insurance, but you see so much on the health side,
Mhm,
and I can imagine you keep up yourself with educated with
mhm,
what's happening, what's going on, how this can increase your calls that's probably coming in or decrease and whatnot.
mhm.
What would be something you would say to those that have a fear? And I know that you're not necessarily a medical professional, by no means, I understand that. But when there is a small business
Mhm,
that has coverage,
mhm,
not sure what coverage,
mhm,
but has coverage, but there is a fear of one, how this not only just affects my family or my business, but how could this affect my family
mhm,
if, by being in interactions with people, like what if I find myself coming in contact with what's going
mhm.
on?
Well, actually, I was in healthcare for 20 years. I was a physical therapist. I worked in inpatient settings, rehab, outpatient settings. So I have a pretty good handle
Yeah,
on infection control.
sure.
And so I am not a fear monger by any means.
Mhm.
We all have to develop immunity to viruses, and 99% of the population is going to develop immunity to this virus, just like every other cold and flu virus. So it's the ones that have the weakened immune systems that are going to have the harder time. I myself have asthma, and so I need to be careful about those types of viruses as well. But
Mhm.
I do very well staying healthy with my current regimen and my current doctors, so I am not afraid. I'm pretty level-headed when it comes to that. I was in healthcare for 20 years.
Right. That's good. But I think that just hearing what you're saying and reconfirming what we've been hearing a lot in the news as far as those with healthy immune system,
Mhm,
simmer
mhm,
down.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
And I can imagine if you're unsure of the type of coverage you have,
mhm.
should they be reaching out and
Yep,
be
absolutely. I'm
careful?
happy to help people compare what they have.
Okay.
I get customers all the time that have a plan they're not happy with. We can put them side by side on the screen and look at their policies and show them the differences. Not every policy is created equally, and it is really important to know your policy
Mhm.
before you have to use it. And I have had a customer say, "Oh, I got a cheaper policy." Okay, well, send it to me. Let's look at it. It didn't cover any pre-existing conditions for that customer, and they had diabetes. So
Oh,
they, so they immediately canceled that and wrote another policy that gave them doctor visits right away. So you can't not know what you're buying. You need to know. And education is a huge part of our business.
so if I need a policy today, when does it go in effect? If I
Well,
signed up.
okay, that depends. Your accident
Yes.
coverage goes into effect immediately.
Okay.
There's typically a 30-day waiting period on most plans for things like doctor visits. They have to get the policies and the brochures out and everything set up. But
Right.
after that 30 days, you can see your doctor visits on most policies.
Okay. That's good. 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 No. Okay. Well, Diana, how do they get a hold of you?
My cell phone number is the best way. It's on all the time, seven one
Yeah.
three 806 5966.
Okay.
And my email is diana.reeves, Diana, period, Reev, V as in Victor, ES at USH advisors.com. My cell phone's always easiest. You can text me, you can call me. I will get back in touch with you. I can get some information from you so that I can help you best.
Awesome. I love it. And so I know that, Diana, you have Facebook, you have Instagram. Is that right?
Yep, I'm on.
You have a business page,
I'm on Google. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn,
LinkedIn.
Twitter, Pinterest. I'm everywhere, and
You are everywhere.
I've been very active because that's how you get to know people. They need to get to know you so they can trust you and develop relationships.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, then I know that Kayla, who, like I said, she got disconnected with us. She is all things HTX. And so she definitely keeps herself equipped and informed. She will make sure that all of your links will be in below attached, and so that people can reach out to you with questions that they may have, if they need a new policy, or if they need an adjustment on their policy. So we thank you so much, Diana, for being here, and being with Kayla as well. So I know that, like, you gave a lot of good information, even for myself as a business owner. You know, I run a catering business. And, you know, it's, you know, myself and my husband, we're self-employed.
Right.
We've got children as well. And of course, those are things that is always running through our minds as far as, okay, well, we're not going to live forever. We're not going to be young forever. And we keep a really pretty good regimen as well, but no one's invincible. And having something for when emergency comes is highly important. I think
Absolutely.
this day and age, you're silly not to. And I think it's irresponsible by not keeping yourself covered as well as your family. So thank you, Diana, so much for everything.
Thank you, Dominique. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Kayla.
Yes. All righty. See you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Disconnect.